Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to budget my June pay. I feel like I've been saying this every month at the moment, but we've got some big financial updates. It's just obviously been a very eventful last 6 months. So it's currently the 25th of June. I'm filming this a little bit late and I have one more pay check at this current job, and then I start a new job on October 1st, which is very exciting. Next month, for reasons that I'm not allowed to talk about, I'm sure you can probably guess, I will receive between 6 and 8k instead of my usual pay. So my usual pay is combined in that number. I will budget down what I receive. I think I'm allowed to do that, as long as I don't say where it came from or why. I hope everyone can read between the lines here. I know it's a little bit annoying, but anyway, after that, in August, I'm starting my new job and my new salary is going to be £57,000. Now, I know that I was manifesting 60k this year, but I'm hoping that I can side hustle the 3 grand, and I did side hustle £600 in May over on my TikTok. So I've made almost £1 grand year to date on TikTok. So there's just another 2 grand to make in the last 6 months, you know? So that's really exciting. I was expecting quite a jump from 42 anyways, because I've just qualified. So this is my first role as a newly qualified SEMA accountant. So yeah, stay tuned, because the next 2 months, the budget is obviously gonna go a bit crazy. With regards to next month's money, I have treated myself a little bit. I bought myself last minute tickets to go see Taylor Swift. These are my Taylor Swift nails, which I also paid for. I paid for these in cash flow, but I put the Taylor Swift tickets on my credit card, mostly for protection, because I was scared that I was gonna get scammed, but also because that credit card bill is gonna come through right when my money for unknown reasons comes through. So yeah, it just worked out well. I'm away in August, so it was kind of, I had major FOMO. I've been a fan of Taylor Swift since I was like 13. I took my little 12-year-old niece. My mum is paying for some of her ticket, but the tickets were £650 each. Yeah. But I kind of justified it to myself in that, you know, I don't drink, I don't go out, I don't regularly get my nails done or anything like that. And you can't pour from an empty cup. I think I've been suffering a little bit with burnout at the moment. So it was just a really good way to fill up my cup. I'm buying myself a couple more treats, well, more for the baby. I'm buying him one of those like toddler towers that converts into tables and chairs. That's about £150. And not really for the baby, I guess, but for all of us, I'm getting a travel pram. We got his pram really cheap. It was £100 off eBay. And I knew that in my head I was going to treat myself to like a nice travel pram once he was big enough to fit in a travel pram. So I'm torn right now between the yo-yo and the butterfly. But yeah, I'm going to order those 2 things on my credit card as well. And my credit card gets paid off in full every month, guys. We use our credit card to gain points for protection of big purchases, things like that. We both have savings, and I have enough in my savings that would cover the whole amount on my credit card, so I'm never going to let myself fall into debt. We pay it off in full every month. I just wanted to reiterate that. That's not to say that you should be like shamed if you have debt. I feel like debt is a morally neutral topic, but some people kind of come in my comments and say I shouldn't be giving advice. This is not advice, this is just entertainment, PSA. But I shouldn't be running like a finance channel if I had debt in any way. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into budgeting this month's salary. Okay, so I've copy and pasted down for June, and I'm just gonna go down and update with the figures. This month, my salary is very much back to normal. Last month was slightly inflated because they were paying me back for my SEMA annual registration, but this month we're back down to 2475. Rent and bills from my salary, I'm only putting in £1,150 this month, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And for my Monzo, I'm putting in nothing. I know that's all my spending money, but we'll get to that in a minute. As to why I've done it this way this month, Canva and my phone are the same as always. Netflix and Apple are the same as always. I'm not going to be putting anything in my sinking fund from this salary. Last month, my one-off expenses were credit cards, teeth, and a parking ticket. Thankfully, we do not have any of those things to pay this month, but I did have the big one-off holiday payment. Now, how we've been doing this holiday payment, my siblings and I, is they have been transferring me about £100 a month, and then as the big payments have come up, I've been making the big payments, and previously I paid for like the ferry crossings on my credit card. So there's like 5 of us going. For my brother's only camping in a tent, so his bill's not as high, but my sisters have been paying me about £100 a month. We had a final payment on the big van, which was £1,188. Now obviously the way that the budget currently sits, there's nothing in my Monzo, but fear not. Over on my Monzo, I had been collecting all these £100 and I probably had about 700 sat in the pot there to make this holiday payment. Obviously the holiday payment includes like mine and Nick going as well, so the £700 was never going to fully cover it, and there's a few months left before the holiday, so I'm still expecting more money from one of my sisters. But yeah, from that £700 pot I have withdrawn £500, and I'm going to use that as my spending money this month. I may withdraw the final £200 and put it over into my ISA. I'm going to check out the interest rates because it is already in a savings account. Maybe I will just skip my ISA for this month. As of next month, I will be putting a lot of my schmanundancy money into savings as well. So I don't mind missing 1 month of ISA, even though that will be the first month all year that I've missed. But yes, outside of buying myself all those lovely treats, I'm going to be giving myself £500 on my Monzo. That covers like my groceries, not really petrol because Nick covers that. I sometimes get questions on what my partner covers. He covers anything car related, petrol, well, diesel, AdBlue, that type of thing. He does do a lot of top-up shops as well, and if he happens to be with me at the grocery store, maybe he'll put it on his card, but 9 times out of 10 I put it on my card. I prefer doing the shopping. I feel like I pick better stuff. But don't worry, the finances are fair in our mind, in both of our minds. When it comes to like big one-off payments, there's always a bit more pressure on him to make those. So even though I'm kind of day-to-day buying things that the baby needs and the groceries and stuff like that, suddenly something will come up like, oh, the £1,500 car payment for insurance for the year, and I'll say, okay, Nick, you handle that, and he'll handle that. When I took 6 months off for maternity, he paid for all the bills. I didn't take 6 months off, I took more than 6 months, but for like a big chunk of it, he was paying for everything. So yeah, Nick is not a deadbeat dad, but thank you everyone for your concern. Sometimes I get like private messages on TikTok like, your husband does pay for stuff, right? And I'm like, yes, he does. This is just how we split it. And when we buy a house, maybe one day in the future, hopefully I wish, he will be putting down a bigger down payment, and we're not going to be putting in stipulations on that. Like in our mind, we're joint, we have a son together, all of our finances are joint, we're a team. So yeah, we just cover what needs to be covered out of our salaries. But yeah, the actual budgeting this month was pretty short, but like I said, July's is going to be really chunky, and then August, I'm excited to see what my new like standard monthly salary is going to be at a jump up at 57k. I know you have those salary calculators, but they're never that accurate for me. I feel like maybe I don't put in all the information that I need to. I do put in that I have student loans, but the salary calculator always tells me that I'm getting a couple of £100 more than I end up getting. So August's pay will be really interesting to see what my new monthly rate is. Additionally, from September, baby boy will be going to nursery, which is going to be a huge expense, which we need to build into this. So yeah, lots of big things coming. Thank you so much for watching if you've watched this far, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.